What's up guys, Kasem here. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to avoid or find out if a potential client is a nightmare client and how to deal with nightmare clients if they're already signed with you. So fairly straightforward stuff. Let's get right into it. All right guys, so let's get started here. So first of all, nightmare clients to stay away from, saving yourself time and money by looking for these bad traits in potential clients and current clients. So you may be trying to sell them and you notice that they say certain things or they do certain actions that are red flags, which will show you that they're going to be a nightmare to deal with, or they're a client of yours currently. Either you didn't vet them properly or they just seemed better when they were potential clients, and then once they gave you that money, they thought like they owned you, they had your time was theirs to use, things of that nature. So we'll talk about that and let's get into it right now. So first off, phrases to be wary of. So these are things that they say which are sort of red flags. They can be okay in some sort of context sometimes, so it is something that you have to kind of use common sense about, but generally not good things that they say, and some of them can be indicative of what they have to spend, as in the first little phrase here, our budget is low, meaning under $1,000 a month. For me personally, and like what I teach you guys is work with clients who are spending $1,000 a month or more. This is because if you have 10 clients and they're all spending $500 a month with you, you're only getting $5,000 a month. And then spending your time managing them, which can vary, could be an hour a week, an hour a month, 10 hours a month, it can always vary. But a lot of these low clients, what happens, these low budget clients, is they don't have much money, so they're giving you maybe $500 a month, but that's their whole budget. And that means that they need to see results now. And then they'll be calling you up, emailing you, saying, hey, where are the results, when you've just gotten started. So it can take a lot of your time. So I think I've told a lot of you guys this in the past, you probably know it, but just another reminder. So when they say our budget is low, that's one little sign there. Keep that in mind. Sometimes, in some cases, like I said, it can be okay because maybe they just want to start out with a budget of like $500 a month, but they're open to moving to $1,000 a month or more if they see results. That in that scenario, it's fine. But if there's kind of, you have to do your own due diligence there and figure out what the case is. So the next phrase is, we are not looking for many new customers. So that can be a bad phrasing, because what that means is they don't have aspirations to grow that much, and they don't value the marketing that you're providing, because they think, oh, okay, he'll just give us a couple new customers, we'll give him a little bit of money. That's also kind of in the under $1,000 a month range generally. If they're looking for a lot of new customers, they're going to spend a lot more money than if they're looking for a few. So that can be another one. And then the last one here is, we just need a very basic website. So when you're trying to sell them a website and they say something like that, that's generally indicative that they don't really know what they want, because they're saying we need a very basic website. You are basically tasked with doing all the work in what it looks like, all of that type of thing. Like, they just want a very basic website. Okay, that's kind of a general statement. What does a basic website look to you? Your definition of a basic website could be different than mine. So generally you want clients that kind of know what they want. For example, what color their website is, how many pages do they need, things of that nature, because a 2-page website's a lot different than a 200-page website. So those generic type and general type statements of, we just need a very basic website, we're just looking for a few clients, we just want to see more results on Google, like what does that mean? You want to ask more questions of the clients, and I've gone over that in the past. What that means is, like, I'm kind of telling you, you need to go ahead and ask these other questions of these potential clients, and you need to dig deep. Things of the nature of, what color do you want with this website? What color are you thinking of? Do you have any competitors you would like to mimic, sort of? Just things like that. And then if they're still kind of like, oh no, we don't really have anyone we want to mimic, I don't know what color, things like that, when continues going down that rabbit hole, and you may be like, this is just not worth my time. These guys don't know what they want. They don't have much of a budget anyway. It's just going to be too much time. Like if you get $500 from them for a website, I mean, that's dirt cheap compared to what you could be charging with someone who knows what they want. It's kind of, is your time worth it? When you're getting started, maybe. It may be worth it to kind of deal with these red flags and deal with these clients that are bad. But at the same time, once you have like 2, 3, 4 consistent clients, 5 to 10 plus clients, then you're like, you need to cut it off. You need to save yourself this time, because it's going to be a black hole, and you're going to have one client that's going to take up 50% of your daily time, and it's going to be a nightmare, and it's going to hinder your growth. You don't want to do it, guys. Trust me. It's not a good thing to be dealing with. I've had it in the past when I first started, and it was not worth it. I'll say that for sure. It was not worth it. Let's finish off here with some other red flag behaviors. So first one here, calling you out of the blue. That is one big no-no for me personally, and I teach all my students the same thing. When they call you out of the blue, that shows, number one, they don't care for your time, and they don't want to like go through the proper channels of scheduling a call with you. If you're busy and they call you, like if you pick it up, obviously, like you cannot pick it up, and that kind of shows them that, hey, I'm busy. But at the same time, if they're doing that in the first place, if you haven't, number one, told them like schedule a call with me this way through email, or just email me if you need anything, that can be the case as well, then you need to tell them that. You need to tell potential clients that, and clients now, you need to tell them that. But if they're doing that despite you saying that, then that's an even bigger red flag that you need to either tell this client, hey, no more doing that. And if they continue doing it, cut it off, because calling you out of the blue is disrupting your whole work schedule, your whole flow of things, and just being disrespectful to your time and your value. So that's another one. And then if they're impatient with changes being made, that's a huge one as well, because changes take time. Everyone knows this. Like if you're not doing the web development yourself and the design yourself, then you have an employees doing that. And even if you're doing it yourself, it just takes time. Obviously, like you're not working with one client unless you are, but if you have multiple clients, you're not working with that one client the whole day, right? And even if you have that one client, you're spending other time learning new things. You're spending time actually trying to find new clients. So if they're impatient with changes, impatient again is contextual. Like if there's a website change that needs to be made, that's very simple. Then if you do it in 1 or 2 business days, 3 business days, if it's a very simple task that takes you 15, 30 minutes, that makes sense. But if they're calling you the next day saying, hey, is this change made? And it's a very minor change, then that can be one little red flag to you saying, hey, this might not be a good client to work with in the long term. And again, I want to, reiterate and tell you guys, like, if this is your first client, I understand dealing with some of these things. It makes sense. You want to get some money in to then spend on more client outreach, to pay your bills, whatever it may be. It's understandable, but keep in mind that it's going to hinder your growth regardless having a client like this, because you don't have that extra time, and you have more stress as well, but you don't have that extra time to go out and find new clients. So for sure, if you have like a decent amount of clients, like 3, 4, 5 or more, then I would just like cut these types of customers, clients out completely. If it's your first or second client, then I can understand it, but notice these red flags. And then once you get to that stage of having those 3, 4, 5, 6 consistent clients every single month, then I would cut them off, and I would recommend that to save yourself some time and headache. The last one here, treating you like an employee, pretty simple in terms of this is kind of an overarching thing where they're calling you out of the blue, they're ordering you like, hey, I need this done. They're asking for changes where usually you would be charging them extra. Like if they want an article written on their site, right? They're saying, hey, I need this article written. A lot of times that's going to be extra if it's not included in their web design or whatever it may be. Unless that is included in like their SEO package, then that makes sense. But at the same time, you're the SEO professional, so you should already be on top of that. So if they're telling you things like that, then that you need to tell them like, hey, I'm the professional here, in nice terms, of course. You don't want to be mean about it, but you need to let them know like, hey, I'm the professional. I know what to do. You don't have to worry about this. You hired me as your marketing professional or marketing expert.
to make sure that you don't have to worry about this. So let me worry about it. Let me worry about getting you ranking on Google. Let me worry about Facebook ads, whatever it may be. So you don't have to stress about it. You tell them that. But some people will still kind of be calling you out of the blue. They'll be calling you multiple times a week, even if not just per month. They'll be calling you multiple times, saying like, "Hey, what's the update? What's the update? What's the update?" That is another big time killer. It's a time leech, I would say, where you could be spending that time either just working on their project or getting new clients, working on other clients' projects. So things of that nature is what I would say. That's pretty much it. I don't want to ramble too much more. I know I've gone through a lot of information here in this quick video, but if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section or ask me in a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group if you're not in it already. The link is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.